Hi guys, welcome to Flip the Deck Tarot. In today's pick a card reading, we're going to be doing a little bit of an energetic check-in and getting some messages that need to find you right now. I just kind of, from time to time, we'll get the feeling that we need to check in a little bit. There might be a bit of a need for a mid-month check-in. So it is mid-November right now at the time that I am recording this reading, but this is actually going to be a timeless reading. So anytime you stumble across these messages, they were meant to find you. So we're going to end the reading with some advice. So these might be advice about challenges that you're facing right now, but we will definitely get some advice and a little bit of guidance from your angels and spirit guides at this time. So there are 3 readings to choose from today. For reading number 1, we have the Wheel. For reading number 2, we have the Eye. And for reading number 3, we have the Sun. So take as much time as you need to select the reading or readings that are calling to you the most. I'm going to drop your timestamps down below in the description box, and I'm just going to go ahead and get started with reading number 1. I will see you in your reading. Hi, number 1. If you chose the Wheel card, this is going to be your reading. We are going to find out what messages need to make their way to you right now. So I want to hop right in with some oracle cards and just get some general energy out on the table so that we can talk about it, whatever it is. Left this reading pretty open. So whatever messages want to come through today, I'm going to just do my best to allow that. And we can just talk about whatever's going on for you right now and get some messages from your guides. So what messages do you have for number 1? A higher view. Okay. You are gaining new perspective about something with this energy. It feels refreshing. I automatically wanted to take a deep breath. That's always a good sign. This is you seeing seeing a different point of view, seeing a broader point of view, a broader perspective about something. This even kind of gives me the energy of gaining information about something. So if you felt in the dark about something, it feels like there's some energy of you starting to understand, starting to see the bigger picture, starting to put the puzzle pieces in place. It feels like it's, gosh, it feels like this starts from being present, which is a very odd feeling. I have to stop shuffling for a second and just feel into that. I feel like you may have struggled with being in the moment, because it can kind of feel like there's so much that has to get done, or there's so many things that need to be figured out or accomplished. There's so much of this energy of like this like grind culture and this like productivity culture, and like I feel like that gets in our heads a lot. This, we've got to do this, we got to be there, we got to show up, we've got to accomplish this, we got to achieve that, we got to check this off our list. That kind of energy, which is really just infused into our world these days. I feel like that kind of energy can stop you from being present. And I don't know what phase of this you're in. I don't know if you're starting to notice that you could benefit from slowing down a little bit sometimes, resting a little bit sometimes, giving yourself credit for what you have accomplished, what you've achieved, all the hard work you've put in. It could be that you're starting to see that. It could be that you've already gone through this process and you've already gained this higher perspective, this higher view. Because what I think is happening here, which seems a little bit like a little unexpected, I feel like there's this need for you to slow down, be present, really immerse yourself into the present moment and just breathe and just enjoy everything that has already manifested in your life. I feel like that energy is there. And I feel like by doing that, you get to this higher perspective. You get to this spot where you start to see the bigger picture and you stop getting lost in the things that were keeping you from being present in the first place. Wow. that kind of energy, these are, I think, sometimes the hardest lessons for us to learn. The lessons where we have to give in before we can ever see how to move into that next phase. It's almost like this energy of maybe once I have everything figured out, I will be able to be in the present moment. But as it turns out, you have to first be in the present moment, and then you're going to be able to figure everything out. So, it's an interesting place to be. It's the place of a lot of growth and a lot of clarity for you. It's a place where you're starting to almost take pieces of this life or this existence, whatever this is that you see for yourself in the future, and you're starting to implement it in the now. And this might be a lesson that you need to learn or something you need to be focusing on right now, because this is a collective reading. So I don't know what phase of this you're in, but I do see the general concept here, and I do see that there's some areas where you're learning lessons where it's almost like in some ways you put the cart before the horse and you didn't quite realize it. In some ways you were ahead of yourself by thinking that you were going to skip the part where you slowed down, or skip the part where you were present. In an effort to achieve. Yeah. Feeling the world. This is exactly what it feels like to me, you guys. It's like you're tapping into some higher knowing, and you're starting to be able to implement some of what you've wanted to have as the future version of you into your present moment. And that's really helping you to get a higher perspective. So if I continue with this example of kind of the need to slow down and the need to pull back a little bit, the need to quiet down so you can listen. And it's like in just capturing that for yourself in that moment, you're able to ensure that you see from this bird's eye view in the future. So you're getting this bigger picture view by, and in some ways, doing less or feeling like you're doing less. This feels like a really holistic way to move forward. And it feels like if you're in like a struggle moment in terms of this, if it's really hard for you to release control on something, or if it's hard for you to maybe release the reins a little bit, to slow down a little bit, to rest, to give yourself permission to rest. This is just a little reminder that this is a key for you right now. Slowing down to speed up might be a real key for you right now. You were drawn to this wheel card, and this card, to me, it reminds me of the Wheel of Fortune. So this is kind of this energy of things taking a turn for you in the positive. This is like good luck, good fortune. And this card, all of this just looks like gold to me. This is like a golden thread, or this wheel that's sort of just spinning out gold. So this is abundance. This is the energy of abundance. This is the energy of things taking a positive turn. So this might be kind of a message about self-care. And just learning how to be, there's some form of acceptance about something here. And there's some form of You know, like it just is what it is. This is where I am. That's kind of what being present feels like to me. Like, this is where I am, and that's great, and that's okay. Look how far I've come. Look how far I have to go. That's exciting. That's living life. Being present can really help you to put things in perspective. Yeah. And projecting into the future too, I'm hearing that there is no need to project into the future. The Hanged Man. Interesting that the Hanged Man shows up. We're talking about a higher view, which to me is about gaining a different perspective. And the Hanged Man is about exactly that. Seeing the world a different way. Hanging upside down and looking at something a new way. So yeah, there's something that you guys are realizing. There's something that you are taking kind of a different vantage point on. And this might be through gaining more information about something. But most of all, what I'm seeing here with feeling the world, this is about tuning in. And that's where this energy of presence is coming from. The Hanged Man is kind of a card of introspection, along with looking at things from a new perspective, from a new angle. Temperance. A balanced approach. So where is that balance needed? Because it seems like there's something here that it feels like it's going to take a turn to the positive for you when you figure out how to balance something. And I feel like it's an energetic balance here with this idea of being present and that allowing you to gain this higher view. I feel like slowing down a little bit and being present is helping some of you tap into your creativity. And there's kind of this energy of when you're go, go, go all the time, and when you're kind of in this, I don't know if I want to say stressed out state, but when there is kind of this feeling of stress, oh, you guys, you have the wheel. I feel like you're starting to notice that you can't be as creative, or those brilliant ideas that used to just flow right through you, like it's harder to get them. It's harder to get them out. Yeah. Being present is really helping you tap into some form of creativity, or tap into your innermost desires. What else do you have for number one? Queen of Swords. Feel you being more direct about something. Oh, your path is more direct. Your path is more direct because you're gaining this higher perspective here. You're able to see things from a bird's eye view here. And there is kind of this feeling of wisdom that keeps coming through with this. So I don't know if this is about knowledge and wisdom that you've gained over time. With this Queen of Swords energy, there might be something that you've studied, something that you've researched, and maybe you haven't implemented it, because it feels like you're starting to understand that implementation. You're starting to understand everything from a bird's eye view, seeing how all the parts and the pieces fit together. But it does feel to me like this is tied back to you being very present and finding some sense of balance. Something's turning around for you. And it is making your path clear. So you're showing up here as the Queen of Wands, somebody who knows exactly what she wants, someone who speaks her mind, someone who is very purposeful and direct. And I feel like this is the energy of a very clear, straight, direct path. But there's a message to be present here. Bottom of the deck, the moon. Things being revealed to you when you are in this energy of presence. This could have happened for you recently, where you slowed down a little bit and something clicked for you. Or it may have even happened by accident, because sometimes we just find ourselves with like a little bit of downtime, or we're really tired and exhausted from like going hard after our goals all the time. And we find ourselves in that sort of delirious state where the dreams come a little bit easier, and you just kind of feel yourself clicking back into that creative, passionate place again and having a moment of clarity. And this could have happened to you recently, where you kind of have this moment of understanding exactly how to get from where you are to where you're trying to go, and exactly how to listen to that intuitive knowing, because there is something here about your intuition really pushing and guiding you here. So a message to, oh wow, that's the wisdom. Okay, I'm starting to understand what this message of wisdom that was coming through with the higher view card is. That's that message of wisdom. Your guides want you to know that your intuition is your inner wisdom. So you have maybe even a lot more knowledge than you give yourself credit for, because you have so much wisdom around whatever this is. You have so much wisdom around just yourself, who you are, who you've grown to be, that it's like you're going to be able to figure this out. You can trust your intuition to guide you and to help you find this balance, to help make this path direct and clear. This message just keeps coming through. I keep doing this with my hands. It's like something, your guides are saying something about shedding something or simplifying something. They're saying that, and this might be only the energy of being present. So for some of you, this is the simplification is slowing down and being present. And for others of you, when you slow down and are present, you're going to start to understand what needs to be shed, what needs to fall away. And you're starting to see, when you shed this energy or when you shed this mindset, you're starting to see the world from a new perspective here with this Hanged Man energy. I feel like some of you might feel like you're a little bit stalled right now, and you're really not, because the slowing down is making you realize everything you need to realize. It's making you view the world in a whole different way. And I feel like what that is, it's projecting into the future what life would be like if you could bring in this balance, if you could have these two things, if it's so many different things for different people. But it's sort of like if you could realize this holistic aspect of yourself, what would life be like? And I feel like you're kind of projecting that into the future. You see where there's kind of this burst of light here. So it's almost like, let's turn everything on its head and look at it as if, like, what if life was like that? What if this was true for me? What would that look like? So that's actually a really beautiful energy to be in. That's the energy of manifestation. Because when we play those movies in our head, let it be that burst of light that's on the screen. Let it be what we want to have happen, our biggest dreams in life. Let it be that, all playing out and all working in our favor, instead of sometimes we have the habit of playing out our worst nightmare. And I feel like you are really looking at things from a more positive perspective. This higher view is letting you see what life would be like if you listened to your intuition, if you followed your heart about this thing, if you took the time to slow down and figure out what that inner voice was trying to tell you. Sorry guys, I had to get a sip of water. Let's clarify this a little bit more. I feel like for a lot of you, there's an opportunity coming your way. And if you don't take the time to slow down and to really think about what you want, you might have more confusion about this opportunity when it shows up. So this is kind of a time to really think about what you want. What's next? We have the sun. What's next is this happiness, this fulfillment. The fact that the wheel, it seems to be a recurring theme for you. It's a good sign. That's a really good sign. It's a very positive sign. Okay. Yeah. A lot of choices. There's a lot of choices here. So this is why I wonder if some of you are feeling like you are wanting to choose between even more than two things. I'm so curious. Ace of Wands. Okay. So some kind of passion. Okay. This could be about career for some of you. Career, some kind of career choice. You've got all of these choices and you're not exactly sure which way to go. It could even be that there's too much on your plate right now, because we've been talking about simplifying. You have the Seven of Cups. There's a lot of choices. It might feel like you can make the wrong choice. It might feel like you are going to be tricked or deceived in some way. I am seeing that for a lot of you, this is about your work, or about a financial situation, about maybe a business that you either want to start or that you're running. I feel like there's something here, some kind of limiting belief around this. Yeah. Eight of Swords energy. I feel like there's some kind of limiting belief around this. There's something where it almost feels like you're blocking your own happiness sometimes, or you wonder if you're blocking your own happiness somehow. Yeah. Four of Pentacles. This is interesting energy here. There's a need to release a block here and to allow yourself time to do this. There's so much positive energy in this direction, though. It just feels overwhelmingly like the wheel twice, the Sun card. Like there's so much positive energy around this. But there's a sense of overwhelm around all of these choices, all of these options. Maybe even choices that you think if you were to choose one, it totally excludes the other. And I think that's why the energy here is to slow down, to be present, to look within. Because whatever all of these options are, I think that there's this opportunity to be present and to to start eliminating these, because I feel like it just gets clearer and clearer to you the more you tap into this inner voice, the more you make this path direct and clear. And it might have something to do with research for some of you. There might be something that you need to look up, something you need to understand a little bit more so that you can start sifting through these options. Gosh, I wonder what this is about. This could be like you're trying to decide which business to start or which business to pour your energy into. Or you're trying to figure out how to balance working a traditional 9-to-5 and starting a side hustle. And for some of you, this is a lot of ideas. You know, it might not be that you're really balancing these things in real time right now, but it's like you've got a lot of different ideas and you're not really sure which path to take because there's so many options. And I feel like you can see how a lot of these options would turn out in your favor. Like it would be a good idea. You can see how to bring these things to fruition, but then deciding which path to be on and staying there might be a little bit of a problem. It feels like it's got you locked into like an energy of, this is either analysis paralysis around whatever this is, and this is a work issue for a lot of you, or something you have worked at and devoted a lot of time to. But this is either the energy of analysis paralysis, or this is a lot of negative thoughts and beliefs around this kind of feel like they keep you stuck, or they make things complicated for you. They make things I feel like they make things the opposite of the higher view. Like, I feel like it's easy to get lost in the details and in the weeds sometimes. It's easy to get all mixed up with all of the different options and all of the different terms and all that, you know, whatever's confusing you, and feel like you're just in the weeds with this. And what you need is that higher perspective. And so the message that I'm hearing for a lot of you is you have to step away from the concern of this, or the like the constant deliberation about this. You have to allow yourself to relax and to regain clarity, to tap into your intuition, because it will make everything a lot more clear to you. And tapping into that higher self, because if this is about limiting beliefs for you, this is tapping into that version of you that knows that you're worthy of this, that knows that this is going to happen for you, that knows that you can create what you're trying to create, that knows you can do it. There's a part of you that knows that. And that's what slowing down and quieting down might look like. So this is hard to hear sometimes when you're really wanting to make progress on something. It's hard to think about doing less. But it seems like that's what needs to happen here. It seems like in some aspect you need to pull back so that you can tap into what you really want, what you really believe, what you really feel is true for you, what you actually think you can have. Tapping back into that higher self that knows what you're capable of and knows what you're worthy of, so that you can release these limiting thoughts, or these thoughts that make you confused. Let's see what advice we can get for you. Number 1. What messages or advice do you have for number 1? Remember who you are. Tapping back into the higher self. Tapping back into the version of you that knows what you can do, that knows why you're here, knows what you have to offer. I feel like, and the version of you that can relax and live in the moment and have fun and smile. Like being in that place, because it really breathes life into that energy, and it just creates more and more of it in your life. It just creates more and more of this sun energy here. It's beautiful. Ooh. We have hot for you. Wow. This is kind of like that magnetic energy. And this could be showing up for you in romance, or this could be showing up for you in some sort of business opportunity. This is like you being absolutely magnetic, people being drawn to you, customers being drawn to you, a following being drawn to you, romantic partners being drawn to you. So I feel like you're magnetic in all areas of your life. So interesting, because your guides just showed me both online and in your like everyday life that you're magnetic. So I don't know if this is some sort of like, it could be an online business. Oh, this could be referring to like a dating site that you're on as well. Like you're getting hit on by people like online, people that want to like date you or that matched with you. And in your everyday life, or like in your real life. But this could also be like some sort of online business. Learn to love again. Wow. Wow, you guys. I feel like a lot of you are rediscovering a passion. And this might be tied to how you make money or how you would like to make money, but I feel like you are learning to love it again. Abundance. Yeah, this is tied to your abundance somehow. For some of you, there might even be someone who is both a romantic partner and a business partner, or someone who will play some sort of financial role in your life. Very interesting energy. Very interesting. Definitely, I think a lot is being revealed to you right now. I think new perspectives are being revealed to you about probably several areas of your life. And it's like the wheel is turning in your favor. And it's going to take a little bit of slowing down, a little bit of recognition. I feel like this is recognition of self. You have to celebrate your wins. You have to celebrate everything that's going right, because it is producing more of this positive energy in your life, and it's helping you to see things more clearly. Slowing down, being present and finding those moments of presence and enjoyment is speeding things up for you somehow. And I say somehow, but it's your mindset. It's something with your mindset. It's showing you something, and it's giving you new approaches. It's making things more clear. And there's something emerging in your life that you're learning to love again. This could be a hobby. This could be a business idea getting revived. This could even be a past partner coming back. And if this is a past partner coming back for you, I have to say they're coming back more balanced. We had this temperance energy here. This is going to be a more balanced situation than it was before. And I feel like this is something this person knows you need from them. And I kind of think they're not going to step forward unless they can offer that. So something might not have been reciprocated before. I feel like it would be different now if this person were to show up. Now. So yeah, I think that's all the messages I have for you. Number one, thank you so much for hanging out with me and letting me read your cards. If you enjoyed this reading, if you resonated with any of these messages, don't forget to like the video, leave me a comment down below, and hit subscribe if you feel like it. And hopefully I will see you again in another reading really soon. Bye. Hi, number two. If you chose the I card, this is going to be your reading. We're going to find out what messages need to make their way to you right now. So I want to get started with some oracle messages for you and just get some energy out on the table, and then talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's find out what we're talking about. Let's see what's going on with you. Number two, what messages do you need to hear? That card wants to come out. Ooh. A burst of magic. How lovely. I love it. Wow. Wow. For some reason, like, okay, so this card is just, it's general happiness, it's bliss, it's magical. This is good vibes right here. So I'm happy with it. I love that that's coming out for you right in the center of your reading. But I don't know if I've ever really noticed this this figure, this kind of feminine looking figure that's emerging from this lotus. I feel like this magic might have something to do with you. Now, you don't have to identify as feminine. We all have some feminine aspects of ourselves, but I feel like this is about kind of this confidence that's developing in you. Something is waking up in you. Gosh, I gotta get some more energy out here. I feel like you guys are really attractive right now. There's something very attractive about you. This might be physically attractive. This might be your work is attracting a lot of attention, attracting a lot of eyes. It feels like something is suddenly popping off for you. That's just how I want to put it. It's probably because this energy of a burst of magic, and I'm seeing a champagne bottle bursting open. So wow, I feel like that's the celebratory energy that's coming through for you. There's this energy of like there's something you're about to be celebrating. There's some achievement you're about to be celebrating. This is your card. This card came out in reading 1. Wow, you guys. You guys are giving me all the feels. This, I feel like this reading might be one that's a little hard for me to explain because everything's coming through as a feeling. So it's letting me know how it is that you are feeling in this time, or this energy that you are moving toward. It kind of feels like everything's kind of like turned on. You're really tapped in. You're really sensing things a lot. You're sensing the energies around you. You feel connected to the people around you. And this energy of connection for some of you is extending to romantic partnerships. It feels like some of you might be meeting or connecting with somebody who you feel... I feel like this connection feels intense. And there was kind of this like gripping feeling in my chest. So it feels almost like the two of you are connecting like on a really heart-to-heart level. There's something here that feels like you are energetically attached to this person. I wonder if you've already met this person for some of you. Wow, some of you, you're moving into that energy. But this just feels to me like you're really, you're feeling your way through this. Yeah, like I said, this is going to be hard to put into words. This is the only way I can think to explain it. I'm so sorry. But it's like, you know how some days you're just feeling it. Like you're just feeling yourself. You're just feeling the weather. You're just feeling the way your hair looks or the clothes you're wearing or whatever, and you just kind of feel like you're on top of the world. And other days you just don't feel like that. And it's like the weirdest thing, because everything can be the same. Like you could be wearing the same outfit, but it just doesn't feel right that day. Or the weather could be pretty much the same, but you're just not feeling it. You're just in a bad mood, or there's just kind of a bad vibe. So I don't know any other way to describe it, but it's like the difference between those two. What this burst of magic feels like is, it's like you're in that energy of when you're really just feeling it, when things are just falling into place, when you're just in alignment, when it's like you're firing on all cylinders. Something's really happening. The fact that these stars are like all kind of bursting around the head of this figure, I feel like this could be about bursts of inspiration. This could be like you coming out of a dry spell if you have just been feeling like you are not as creative as you used to be, or maybe you write and you've been kind of in a period of writer's block, or there's just kind of an area of life that has felt like it's stalled, like it's stagnant, like you're just not inspired. This just kind of feels like something being magically infused into that area. And it's like suddenly you're just feeling it. Like you're just in the flow. There's a lot coming through about intuition. And I think that there was kind of a similar message with reading 1. So this might have a lot to do with you using your intuition. A lot of third eye energy here with the Seeing Beyond card. So there is an intuitive aspect to all of this. And that makes me think that this burst of magic has to do with you kind of leaning into that intuition. You starting to be in flow, noticing what feels right, what feels good, what feels like it's going to naturally just kind of work with you, flow with you. This feels like swimming with the current rather than against it. Oh, you guys, I wonder if there's a choice here, or you're looking at 2 different options. Because it kind of feels like on one hand, you might feel like you are fighting an uphill battle, or like you have to fight an uphill battle. And on the other hand, you feel like this other option might just be more in flow. I feel like you guys are leaning more towards the flow right now, or you're moving into a phase of this, more toward a feeling of feeling things out and tapping into this intuition. You're really, really attractive when you're in your intuitive place, which is an odd thing to say, but it's like, you've probably noticed this. You've probably noticed that when you are in that energy I was talking about, that firing on all cylinders energy, you feel like you're tapped into your intuition. You feel like you're tuned in somehow, and you're also feeling like at the top of your game. And that might be the times that you're getting attention. You know, people are drawn to you. People want to talk to you, or opportunities come to you. And that's just really telling me that following your intuition about something is getting you noticed. It's getting you in that energy of like, we're in flow. This is really interesting. I am always so nosy. I'm like, what is it? What is it? Because it feels like your intuition is leading you somewhere. And when you lean into it, the ideas that come to you, they're popping off. Like, it's new idea after new idea. And following your intuition about this is leading you to a place where you can be seen, you can be noticed. This might be you. This also might be something that you do, something that you produce, something you make. Getting the focus on you. You were drawn to the eye. See, I'm not even paying attention to this. Getting the eyes on you. What is it that you want eyes on you about? Because that's what that's what this message is mainly about. And I feel like this isn't even necessarily the desired result, but it's just what's bound to happen when you find how to follow your intuition, when you find the kind of the key to listening to that voice and following it and feeling your way through this. So, wow. This is both about you seeing things more clearly and being seen. This might be about you being seen by a particular person. This might be you being seen or standing out to a particular agency. You might have your eye on a job, have your eye on a person, have your eye on a business or some kind of creative venture. And there's an intuitive knowing about this. There's kind of this feeling that when you slip into that place where you're in flow, you're always naturally drawn back to this. Whatever this is, person, place, thing, activity, hobby, you always naturally go back to that. It's like your eye always drifts back to that. Because there's some intuitive pull. Okay, now I'm curious. Let's get into some tarot. You guys are, I keep getting this message about like you connecting with someone, and I don't know if this is a particular person or if this is a feeling of connection that your guides are referencing, because this might be just a feeling of connection with the world or connecting to a larger audience. Oh, if this is gosh, it's like you guys are broadening your horizons in some way. You might be connecting with a larger audience. It might be that you're doing something that's allowing you to reach more people. Even if that's you physically moving or traveling, you might be reaching more people because you are showing up in more places. But yeah, there's this this kind of connected feeling. So this could be about you connecting with friends, with like-minded people. This could be about you connecting with a particular person. It's just all eyes on you. That's just keep hearing all eyes on you. Three of Wands. We have death and rebirth. There's a transformation happening here. I feel like what you're being asked right now is, what action do you want to take based on your intuitive knowing? Because this feels kind of like, first you're tapping into your intuition before any action is taken. And the action is in line with what you know intuitively. It's causing a transformation in you. There's an expansion here. Also, this idea of travel, again, with the Three of Wands. Oh, Empress. All of this imagery with the world, the globe coming out for you. Two of Swords. Yeah, there might be a decision here. There might be a decision about which way to expand, how to grow. And this can be about something you're trying to grow. A business you're trying to grow. A baby you're trying to grow. With this Empress energy here. Something you want. You're looking forward toward this expansion. And there really is a message here that your intuition is playing a big role in this. Chariot energy. Yeah. Oh, there's victory here. There's victory once there's movement, once there's action. But really, the message here is that the intuitive knowing that you have is what's going to direct your action. It's what's going to point you in the right direction. And with the Chariot, we always have to kind of think about these opposing energies. So in this card, we have this black horse, we have the white horse. So this could be this choice like you have with the Two of Swords, two different directions you could move in, maybe opposing forces. This is about maybe wrangling two competing ideas or two paths and kind of making them one so that you can move forward. But there's so much about your intuition before there's any action taken. I think that has to do with the fact that I think your progression in this is going to be pretty fast. This is more about you tapping into that intuitive knowing so that you know what action to take. But once you take it, I feel like things move really fast for you. And this transformation is coming in fast. Because you're already ready. I feel like you've already seen this and you've known this for a long time. You've known that there's something that you want to grow, that you want to expand. Yeah. And I feel like this brings a lot of attention to you. I feel like that might be a little bit scary at the same time as it's exciting. Because it feels like you excel at this. But it does seem like something that you might get in your head about sometimes. And I think that's why the message is to listen to your intuition here, because your intuition is coming from a deep soul place. It's coming from this knowing of your higher self. It's not the ways that we kind of psych ourselves out and overthink. It's not that. It's not that kind of energy. We just had the Three of Pentacles and the Lovers fly out of the deck. A lot of threes are showing up for you. We have the Empress, number 3. We have the Three of Wands, the Three of Pentacles. So that might be significant to you. Repeating threes might be significant to you. I'm getting the energy of collaboration, but we were talking about connection before as well. So, wow. You guys have a similar message to number 1 in a lot of ways, because the Hanged Man was a topic of conversation over in reading 1. We're talking here about a new perspective on something, gaining a new perspective. And I feel like with this Emperor energy, Aries energy here, Gemini energy, Scorpio energy, I feel like there's a lot focused on action with you. You have this Three of Wands here. We're talking about what are the next steps, what's the action we're going to take. We have this Chariot energy, forward momentum. And the Emperor is all about action, all about passion, force, power. And I just feel like this need to kind of pull back before taking that action, this need to make sure that you're moving from an intuitive place before that action is taken is being highlighted for you. And that was sort of a similar message in reading 1. There was kind of the same energy. With you guys, I get more of a fiery energy. I get more of an action-oriented energy. All of this wands and all of this fire energy, the Fool. Yeah, this is taking a leap. Taking a leap. And this is based on an intuitive knowing. And whatever this is you're working on, it is transforming you, or it's transforming a situation in your life. It is changing things. It's making people see you differently, or see your product or your business, or your art, whatever it might be, differently. So there might be something that is, maybe it's a little new for you. Maybe there is a new perspective that you need to look at here. But you've had kind of an intuitive knowing about it. You've had the knowing that it was going to be fruitful, that it would produce a lot of abundance, and really that it's gonna, like, it will produce the win. You have the Six of Wands under this Chariot. This is about taking action, but it's about feeling which action to take. And I really hope that makes sense. But this is like, if I've ever seen it before, this is a message of use your heart, not your head. See beyond the logical answer, the logical response, or the answer or the response that's expected of you. See beyond that and really tap into this inner knowing. And that's what you need to take action on. The Lovers is about choice. So that this is also interesting because it does kind of mirror a lot of the energy in the first reading. It's about choice. So although this could indicate a romantic partnership or a romantic connection for some of you, or the change and transformation of a romantic relationship, this could be about a choice that you're making. This could be about the choice to listen to your intuition about something or not, or to kind of try to approach something very logically, or approach it by feeling your way through it. And that's been the message that's kind of consistent through your reading. Feel your way through this. And I think what's coming through now is kind of this message of feeling takes a lot longer sometimes. So if it takes you a little while to be able to feel your way through things right now, just give yourself the grace and the space to do that. Because I feel like a lot of these ideas and a lot of this inspiration is going to come to you the more you lean into just letting yourself kind of feel your way through it, because you've always intuitively known what felt right and what didn't. But it might take you a little bit longer to feel your way through this. I just heard to stumble your way through this. This might have even been you, because I think I heard to stumble my way through it. Like I'm like a bull in a china shop. Like I'm going to just stumble my way through. But you're not. You're going to feel and sense your way through. You're going to know what the right choice is and know how to move to this next level by feeling your way through this, by learning your process. Because for some of you, this is something about a process, something that maybe you've been like struggling with a little bit. And it's just because you don't quite know your process yet. And so you're like in that annoying phase of like training wheels, and you just want to go, but you're still trying to figure out how you do this. How do you work? How do you find the time to do this? What's your creative process? What's your writing process? You know, you're trying to figure it out, and that's okay. You can be in that space of figuring out what you want and how you want to go about things. You can allow that. And once you know that, it's like, then don't ignore your intuition. By all means, once you have felt your way through this, once you have figured it out, don't ignore what your intuition told you. Take action on that. Take action on the intuitive knowing, not necessarily on the logical next step. Whew. I needed that. Have fun. Yeah, I'm in the stage where I'm pulling some advice cards, but I don't think I mentioned that. But yeah, you guys have fun. What this tells me is a lot of times when we're in this place of following that intuitive knowing or feeling our way through something, the way we know that it's right is because it feels really good. It's because it is fun. It's because there's some element of it that feels like this is right. This is what it's supposed to be. And if this has to do with a romantic partnership, this message really applies to that too. With this Lover's energy here, this message of if it feels right, if this does inspire a lot of fun and joy and happiness in your life, then that means something. And that's why you feel the way that you do. That's why you have this intuitive knowing or this pull and this draw toward this person. Because there's a connection here. Because they kind of woke you up. Because you can tap back into that childlike thing that really is about us being in this intuitive space. Because a lot of us were our most intuitive and our most tapped in as children. So if it takes you back to that place, it's like, if you're ever questioning why you're feeling so pulled toward whoever this is, that's why. And if it's not like that, then it might not be the right choice. Maybe there's something logical about this other choice, but it's really not the choice for you. So for those of you where that's kind of playing into this, feel it out. You know how you feel when you're with this person. You know how this connection feels. But yeah, you guys, this is a reminder to have fun with it, to be in that intuitive place, to tap into that thing that lights you up, that is fun, something that you feel inspired about. What other messages, advice, guidance do you have for number 2? I just keep hearing you will see clearly. You'll see clearly. I feel like there's inspiration coming for a lot of you. And that could be on an idea, something you couldn't really see how to make work. I'm kind of getting the image of like someone who's writing a book and they really don't know where it's going. And so they kind of like walked away from it because they don't know what's next. And it's like they're going to see that clearly. But this could be about seeing a person clearly, or just being able to make the choice. Like there's just going to be inspiration around this knowledge and you knowing what direction to move in, what action to take. You have almost there. You guys don't give up on whatever this is, even if it's been really confusing for you. Even if it seemed like it's not going to happen. Because I think you're making a lot more progress than you realize. Have fun with it. Be lighthearted about it, even if this is a connection that's like really getting on your nerves and you feel kind of out of control because you can't actually control what this other person is doing. Divine timing. So it's happening in divine timing. So even if it feels very discouraging at times, or it feels like you're just really not figuring anything out, or you don't know what decision to make, something's not working, maybe you're not getting the eyes on you the way you had thought, something's not growing the way you had thought, I feel like there's a lot that's occurring to you. You have to get back into your why. You have to get back into tapping into the reason that you started this in the first place, or the reason you were drawn to this person, this place, this thing in the first place. Get back to that fun. Tap back into the reason this all started, and just be moving from that place, because this is where you have all of this growth. this is where you're feeling you need to go. This is the action that needs to be taken, because there's all this energy of taking action, but it's like, remember what your intuition told you before you go and take massive action in a direction that's not really what you feel you want to do in your heart. So any kind of action that's taken, it should be coming from this fiery, passionate place. It should be coming from a place of joy and bliss that you feel when you're having fun, when you're feeling your way through it. Yeah. This is really exciting energy, because I just feel like this was so encouraging for you guys. And I feel like, oh my gosh, like what is it? And if you just hang in there, I feel like the transformation is happening. You might not even see it. There's like growth happening that you don't even know about yet. And I feel like you needed to hear this message, because just keep having fun with it. Tap back into that original energy, that lighthearted energy. This could even be like if you were manifesting something and you've been at it for a long time, so you're feeling discouraged. Try to go back to the way you felt in the beginning, before you kind of had that discouraged energy wash into it. Go back into the fun of it. Go back into the feeling of what you wanted to create. And this is happening in divine timing. But it's like you guys are ending a cycle here. You're moving in a different direction here with this death energy here and rebirth. You're being reborn into a new situation, a new scenario. But just moving from that place of intuition and from that place of what feels good. What feels good? Do that. That's kind of the message here. Do that. Take a chance. Even if it means you're switching something up, you're trying something completely new, take a chance on that. Okay, yeah, I think I'm going to end it there. Thank you so much, number 2, for hanging out with me and letting me read your cards. If you enjoyed this reading, if you resonated with any of these messages, don't forget to like the video, leave me a comment down below, and hit subscribe if you feel like it. And hopefully I will see you again in another reading really soon. Bye. Hi, number 3. If you chose the Sun card, this is going to be your reading. We're going to find out what messages need to make their way to you right now. So I'm going to jump right in with some oracle cards. Let's just get some energy out on the table and kind of figure out what's going on with you right now, what messages you need to hear. I've been kind of just looking at it as like, let's figure out what we're talking about, because right now we don't really know. We don't know what's going on or what we are discussing. So what messages do you need to hear right now? Number 3. Messages for number 3. Oh, wow. Moving into new territory, are we? You guys are trying something new. So this is regarding something new that you're trying. Something where you're stepping out of your comfort zone, and this could be something you've already started. This could be something that's coming in the near future, but I feel like you're going places you've never gone before. And I just heard, to get to somewhere you've never been, you have to go places you've never gone. I really hope that makes sense, because it's so long. Like, I didn't know if I would get it all out, but I feel like this is a message about change for you. This is something that's changing for you. And you even have, this is even card 46, which adds up to a 10, 4 and 6. So this is about the end of a cycle, and the beginning of a new one. Really coming to a place of completion on something. And I feel like it's interesting, because coming to a place of completion on one project or in one aspect of life could send you into this uncharted area, into this unknown area, into a new landscape. So we've got kind of that feeling of completion or ending with the newness. So that you might be in this transitional phase right now where you're ending one thing and starting something else. And this could be something that feels like a natural transition, like I finish like one one class and start another, or I finish 1 year of school and start another, or I master this area and then I move on to another area. But this also might be something where it's a complete change of direction for you, where this isn't like this is the next step, like I went from this grade in school to the next grade in school, natural progression. That's what we expected to happen. This really might be something that's like, oh, sharp left turn. So this is something totally different. This is not what I thought my next step would be. This is really unknown to me. There could be that element of it. It feels like there's some turbulence here. It feels like even if it's kind of like, even if the turbulence hasn't manifested on the outside, there's a turbulent inside feeling that I'm getting, like maybe a little bit nervous for this transition, or nervous for this newness, nervous to take this new direction, or to take on this new responsibility, because this might be that you're moving to the next step of something, like stepping up, moving up the ladder to a higher position, to a position where you're managing people now, or something like that. But there's maybe a little bit of doubt. There's a little bit of worry around this. And this could even be doubt and worry about something that hasn't happened yet. So this could just be doubt about going into this new area. And this might be, for some of you, an expansion of something you've already established. So this might be like, maybe you did already take the leap to, let's say, start a business, but now you want to branch off into a different area, or you want to open yourself up to a new market. You want to try social media on a new platform. You want to build this thing out a little bit more. And it's like, even if you have this level of mastery and you might feel comfortable in the level of knowledge that you have right now, there's this push for you to gain more knowledge, to gain more experience, to learn something new, to explore this new area, try this new thing. There's kind of this push for you to go in that direction. And it might make you a little bit nervous because it is unknown. It's boundary pushing. That's what I'm hearing with this. You are, yeah. Oh, wow. Wow. I lost my train of thought here because, absolutely. Okay. Absolutely. And this is all good. Here's the feeling I was getting. And it's what I was going to say, but I'm like, let me get the rest of the oracles out here and get a clear picture of this, get a full picture. Because what I was sensing is, because we have this sun energy here. The sun is, first of all, Leo energy. Let's not even talk about this lion yet. Hold on. The sun is a very bright, vibrant energy. This is the energy of happiness, joy, upliftment. And when I feel this kind of unknown energy, this going into the unknown, exploring new territory, I could feel that this was a step in the direction of this sun energy, of this blissful energy. And then you get waking the lion. So Leo energy coming on strong here. A lot of fiery energy. So we could be looking at Aries, Sagittarius energy as well. At the time of this reading, we're moving into Sagittarius season. So this might be an indication here for some of you that something's about to happen. Something's about to change. This transition's about to change you, or it's about to click into place. It's about to really take hold. Yeah, that might be happening soon for some of you who are watching this video at the time that it was posted. But this is a timeless reading, so this doesn't have to do necessarily with timing. But it does have to do with this passion or this drive, because you've got all this fire energy coming out really strong. And we're talking about a transition here, and you have the land between. The land between is about that area where you're not quite there yet, but you're not really where you were before either. And yeah, that's uncomfortable. It's a sign of growth. It can be uncomfortable, but it's a sign that you're closer to this sun energy. Because you're not going to get where you've never been before by only traveling on roads that you've already walked down, because you already know where they lead. But you're really in this place where you're looking for like that happiness, that connection, that click, that joy, that sun energy. And this, for a lot of you, has to do with a passion of yours. This has to do with a soul calling because of all of this fire energy here. All of this Leo energy too. The energy of self, the energy of moving toward your oneness. So this is personal. This feels really personal. And it's like, yes, you have to get out of your comfort zone, because all of the paths that you've already walked, they're within your comfort zone, of course, because that's where you've been walking. That's what you've been doing. Like if someone was going to try to find you somewhere, where would they go? Your comfort zone. That's where you'd be. That's like, you have walked those paths. But now in this new area, there's a lot more to be discovered. And there is an uncomfortable situation. I'll give you that. But it's like, you know deep down that this is moving you toward what you ultimately want. And you know deep down that when you feel uncomfortable, it's a sign of growth. So you can kind of feel it. You can feel that that's where you're moving. But yeah, I feel this turbulent energy. I feel a nervous energy, an excited energy. Maybe even a little impatience with the land between, because being in this place of like, are we there yet? Did I change yet? Did the transition happen yet? Am I comfortable yet? Like, did I get there? Being in that energy can sort of make us feel impatient a little bit, because it's so difficult to sit in that energy of becoming, but it's ultimately where we've got to be, because we're kind of always going to be there, because we're always going to be growing, hopefully, you know. The energy of one, the Magician. Yeah, it's getting back to that that oneness. This isn't selfish energy. It is the energy of self. It's not selfish. It is the energy of you doing what's best for you, what's right for you, what makes you grow and feel fulfilled and feel like you are fulfilling your mission here. It's that kind of energy. And the energy of the Magician is that you have everything that you need. You have everything that it takes in this uncomfortable area of becoming. Don't sweat it. You've got everything you need. You have all of the knowledge that you need. You have all of the skills that you need. You may never have done this before, but you have the pieces. Yeah. There might be some worry. There's some worry. It's okay. Like, I see this. I see that in this uncharted area, in this new area, it's uncomfortable. We know this. It's not fun. And there can be doubt, because it's like your guides see you here in this Magician energy, You can sometimes see yourself here in this Nine of Swords energy, wondering and worrying that it won't be enough, that it won't be good enough, that it won't succeed, that it won't work out. That if you chase this dream and if you step out on this limb, because I kind of feel like that energy of the land between is like stepping out on a limb. It's kind of Fool energy, but it doesn't feel quite as carefree as Fool energy to me. It's like if you step out on that limb, what if it doesn't work out? Sometimes the doubts creep in. Ace of Pentacles. The Moon. There's a new opportunity here for a lot of you. It's a new financial opportunity. So this space that you want to venture out into that is new for you could provide a lot of financial abundance for you. It could provide a lot of opportunity. If this isn't a financial situation for you, if this isn't like a business idea or a job or some place where you're trying to get more recognition, or where you want to make sales or something like that. This is talking about something that's going to create solid stability, something real, something that gives you the opportunity to start something real, to begin on solid footing. And it does feel like you're venturing through this uncertain place in order to get there. But that's really just the energy of becoming. And that's the energy of finding the stability in those uncertain places, kind of traveling through that land of transition, that land between, and finding the stability there, finding it where you can. And more messages of trusting your intuition. Every pile today has been all about the intuition. So yeah, with this moon energy, there's kind of this energy to trust your intuition. I'm getting a lot of Cancer energy from this, and we were already kind of dealing with Leo energy here. So there might be something here about the summer months, or about June, July, August, somewhere in that range being significant. Could have been significant this year. So this could be about something that happened already, or this could be about something that's going to happen in that time frame. Maybe wanting to get to a certain place, reach a certain goal, or reach a certain level of achievement by that time next year. And this is something you would feel really passionate about. And there might be kind of this doubt, like, can you do it? Will you get there? Will you make it? And this is about facing fears here. So when we go into this uncharted territory, we face a lot of our fears. So this moon energy is speaking to me about that, about the fears that you're facing as you're making this transition. Some of you might be moving. This transition might be literal. And the fact that I'm looking at this boat here, I'm seeing like overseas travel for some of you. And this might be more than travel. This might be a destination that you plan on like living in permanently, or living in for an extended period of time. But it's just interesting because I feel like there is like this little bit of apprehension. You could have maybe even made this move already, and you kind of wonder, like, will I stay here? Will I be settled here? Will I succeed here? But I'm seeing that this move, or the thought of this move, whatever this transition is you're making in your life, is moving you toward this happy energy, this sun energy. And you really do have what it takes to make this happen. You have to face fears in order to do it. And you have to go into this territory that is unknown to you. You have to kind of awaken this ferocious part of you, this lion inside of you, and take that risk. But there is stability here. There's solid ground here. So I like that this Ace of Pentacles came out for you, because the Uncharted Sea card, it makes me think of like being really wobbly, not being on solid ground, feeling like you can't get your sea legs, or like you don't have your bearings, you know. It kind of feels sometimes like you don't know which way you're going. You don't know if your compass is working. But the Ace of Pentacles is kind of this new foundation of stability. So that's finding stability in this. And that's even finding joy and finding comfort in the discomfort, finding a way to enjoy the process, enjoy this in-between time, enjoying the process of becoming is how this is coming through. Not always being so worried about getting there, but kind of loving the journey as well. Oh my gosh, you guys, the bottom of the deck, we have the Fool. We were talking about this Fool energy here. So yeah, stepping out into the unknown, but this is really like, this is stepping toward something that really, really makes you happy, something that lights you up. Could be a connection for you, a romantic connection. It could be a move, a new venture, something that scares you, something that scares you a little bit. But you know why? It's kind of, it's like it scares you because it makes you feel alive with this kind of energy of waking the lion. It makes you feel alive. It brings out that passion in you. It brings out that fire in you. The Judgment card is a card of a wake up. This can be about a wake up call. And we're talking a lot about this. We're talking a lot about waking up to something, waking up to some knowledge, following this passion. King of Wands, more fire energy there. Something is waking up inside of you, and it feels like it's taking you to a place that is unfamiliar to you. It's taking you to a place that you haven't known before. It's pushing your, it's pushing your boundaries. It's pushing you out of your comfort zone. But it's also interesting because once we wake up to something, I mean, you can't go back to sleep, right? Once you realize it, it's really hard to go back to sleep. Even when these fears kick in, it's hard to unsee. It's hard to make a desire, a dream, a passion fade away. It's hard to do that once we've seen the potential of it. You have the Sun card under the Fool. There's just constant messages. Ace of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck right now as well. Ace of Pentacles. There's constant messages that taking this leap, that moving into this unfamiliar territory is moving you toward happiness. Moving you toward celebration. Three of Swords energy under that. This is an indication that this is healing to you. This is something that it seems therapeutic, or the effects of it in your life are therapeutic. And I feel like the reason this message is coming through for you is because you might sometimes feel like the worry about this, or kind of the fears that creep up about moving into these new areas, moving into this new territory, growing in this new way. You might worry that that's stealing your joy, that that's moving you like further away from where you're trying to go, because it feels uncomfortable sometimes. But no, it's encouragement here. These messages are messages of encouragement, and more messages of tuning in. That has been definitely a recurring theme today. Tune in, follow your intuition here with this Moon card. Listen to your inner voice with the Hermit, Virgo energy here, which kind of extends our time frame here. So interesting. You had Cancer energy, you had Leo energy, you had Virgo energy. So we're moving that energy through September. Very interesting. Yeah. You guys, you don't have to see the whole thing yet. That's the message that's coming through here. Even if you don't think that you're moving toward this happiness, or you doubt your journey sometimes, you don't have to see how where you are right now gets you to where you're going. You don't have to see the whole thing. The Hermit really reminds us of that. The Hermit reminds us that we just have to see the next step. We don't have to see the whole staircase. I heard something the other day, and I honestly don't even know who was talking because I just had something playing. I don't even know who was talking, but they were saying that often they see people, or people come to them for advice. They're kind of looking down this dark hallway, trying to see down it, trying to see every twist and turn, trying to see like all of the unknown that's going to pop up and surprise them. And what he was saying was, he's just like, walk, just walk. Like, you don't have to stand here and try to get ahead of everything, or you don't have to have everything figured out. You don't have to have all the information. You don't have to know all the answers from the place that you're standing right now. All you need to have is this passion, this drive, and to have received this call, because this is something you've received a call about. This is something you've had like a wake up call about. That's all you need. You don't have to know how. It's not even your business. It's sometimes helpful for me to think about things like that, because I will think like, well, I have to figure it out. But like, no, it's not even your business. Don't worry about it. You don't always have to know how. You just got to go. You just got to let this drive you. And the encouragement here is, this is your happiness. This is your leap. This is your growth, your transition. This is an opportunity. This is stability. This is abundance. Bottom of the deck, death, transformation. Yep. This is your opportunity for growth. And it's uncomfortable because it's growth. So like when it starts to not seem clear at times, when you're like, oh, why is this so hard? Why is this so uncomfortable? When that happens, just remember, it is growth. You are growing. You are getting there. You are moving forward. You do have what it takes. It wouldn't be that uncomfortable if it wasn't growth. No way. You have sweet like candy. This is just another message, along with the several others that have come through for you, that you're just moving to this place of bliss, of brightness, of joy, of light. And it's sweet. It's like you're entering this, I just heard you're finding your sweet spot. And I was on a whole nother trail. Like, my thoughts were elsewhere. But this came through so loud. You're finding your sweet spot. So you're finding actually this place that makes you happy. It feels really scary at first, but you're finding your groove. You're finding how to make this work for you. You're finding how to balance your passions with your responsibility. You're finding how to make this thing lucrative, because there's abundance here and stability coming from this. So you're finding out how to make it work, whatever that looks like in your situation. It could even be like a relationship that maybe it was a little tricky to figure out how to make that work, but there's a transition happening, and then the two of you are hitting your stride. You're finding out how to work together. You're figuring all of that out. You also have feel. That's that intuitive message that keeps coming out in every reading. You got to feel your way through this. I feel like because a lot of you are probably in this transitional phase, or you're approaching it, you may have already felt your way through this to this point. And then it's like, it might be hard to feel scared, or to feel apprehensive, or to feel doubt when you have known that you followed your intuition and you followed that feeling and that inner guidance to this place. So it's really hard to be in that spot, because it's like, I know I'm doing the right thing because I felt it. Like, I knew this was right. Yet here I am and I'm scared. Here I am and I'm not wanting to take that next step. I'm not wanting to leap. I'm not wanting to throw myself into this completely, whatever it is for you. But it's like, the message kind of is just keep feeling it and just observe this, observe the feelings. If you're feeling uncomfortable, if you're noticing that growth, just feel it. Allow yourself to feel that. You don't have to fight it. You don't have to resist it. Just the fact that you feel uncomfortable or that you feel like you're in a period of transition or growth, that doesn't mean that you're doing it wrong. That means you're doing it right. If you're feeling those things, that means you're doing it right. We have waiting and we have rest, recuperate. Wow. Okay, are you guys, because what was one of the messages that was coming through was maybe there's a little bit of apprehension about taking these next steps. So there might be something you're waiting for. And you might be waiting to feel something or to feel like it's time. If you feel like you need to rest, definitely take that time to do it. And that might be this hermit energy here, because the hermit energy is very restful. And I like the word recuperate associated with the hermit as well, because sometimes we rest and we don't feel revived. We don't feel recharged. We don't feel like we gained any knowledge. I feel like the hermit, when the hermit pulls in, the hermit doesn't come out until that knowledge has been gained, or until that inner guidance has been found. And so I feel like that energy of recuperate is really kind of pointing to that. There's a lot that can be gained in that quiet space. There's a lot that can be gained from the intuition. And I feel like this must be important for the collective now, because this message has come through one way or another in every single one of these readings. There's something missing here for me. I'm going to see. Okay. Okay. I was going to see if I needed to pull more of these cards, or I have another tarot deck that I could use to clarify. So let's see about this, because I just feel like something wasn't complete here. So you have enjoy the journey and listen. So you have like feel and listen. I feel like this is about tuning into your senses and really relying on that inner guidance, like we're talking about. Like the message just keeps coming up, and just making sure that that inner voice, I feel like this is about really encouraging yourself in these moments of discomfort and these moments of growth, and just really listening to that inner voice that lets you know that you can do this, and you can just enjoy the ride here. Enjoy the ride, enjoy the ups and downs. Yeah. You have everything that it takes. That's what it just keeps coming through. You have everything that it takes to travel this road. You have everything that it takes, and you even have the passion behind it. Yeah, choices, the moon again. So there's some fear here, and maybe even some missing information. There might be kind of this time where you feel like you're in between because you don't have all the answers. You don't feel like you have the experience, and you want to move into this next place, but you're just not really sure if you have what it takes. But you absolutely do. You are this magician. So very encouraging message for you. A message to listen to your intuition, a message to enjoy this process, even though you might feel like you're on unstable ground right now. You might feel like you're still in the process of figuring something out, and that's okay. That's okay. That's what's growing you. That's what's pushing you to this next phase. That's what's helping you take these leaps, because you're pushing yourself to the next phase. So yeah, I think I'm going to leave it there for you, number 3. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and letting me read your cards. If you enjoyed this reading, if you resonated with any of these messages, don't forget to like the video, leave me a comment down below, and hit subscribe if you feel like it. And hopefully I will see you in another reading really soon. Bye.